Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Stephen of Oklahoma, you've got my blood boiling. What? Are you serious? Tulsa, Oklahoma. What's going on with Tulsa today? They had a gas leak. They got a big sinkhole that just opened up. And now the worst story of it all. A Tulsa man has been arrested after police found his 18-month-old daughter locked in a metal dog cage. His naked 4-year-old daughter outside in the cold afternoon. And you know how cold it was yesterday, folks? You know how cold that winter blast that's just swept across the country? You know how cold it was? How cold was it? I mean, way too cold to have some child, some 4-year-old child, out in the yard naked. Let me just try to read the story again. Let's just get some calm down and get some coffee and get a Bible and go to Mark chapter 9. I'm going to try to. These are the types of stories that as a man of God, that I have to just try to relax my. You can't when they're affecting little children like this. Let me read it again. A Tulsa man was arrested after police found his 18-month-old daughter locked in a metal dog cage in a kennel, and his naked 4-year-old daughter outside on a cold afternoon, and he was asleep. This loser was asleep on the couch in a drug or alcohol-induced stupor. A neighbor called police after finding the oldest child outside the family's home and getting no response when she knocked on the door around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The temperatures dropped to the low 40s. Officers also went in unanswered. Then one of the officers looked inside and saw a small child in a dog cage. Mark 9, verse 36. And he took a child. Jesus took a child and set him in the midst of them. And when he had taken him in his arms, he said unto them, Whosoever shall receive one of such children in my name receiveth me. And whosoever shall receive me receiveth not me, but him that sent me, the Father. But then Jesus goes on to say a little bit later in verse 42. This is Mark 9:42. And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believeth in me, it is better for him that a millstone were hanging about his neck and he was cast into the sea. In other words, you would be better off in a pine box on a slow train back to Georgia, in the gray walls of a prison, doing life at time. You'd be better off with a millstone and throw it into the bottom of the sea than to offend these little children that God gave to you and me. I'm trying. You know what? I've been doing this. I've been preaching 28 years. I have seen a lot of situations. I've preached funerals, many of them, where people have overdosed and died, suicidal, murders, everything, babies. You know, my heart's been broke several times, but I cannot even fathom this story. Here's what I would do if I was the judge. May I be honest with you? I would say to this man, after I sobered him up, I would say to him, here's the deal. I'm going to give you an option. 30 days in a dog kennel. 30 days in a dog kennel. Or 15 years in prison. That's your choice. 30 days in a dog kennel will give you fresh water and a bowl of dog food, dry dog food, kibbles and bits. That's it. Naked in a dog kennel. I'm going to turn the temperature down to about 64 degrees. That's 25 degrees warmer than your little daughter that was outside. And I'm going to leave you in this kennel for 30 days. Then we'll let you go. We think by then you've learned your lesson. Or you can have 15 years in solitary confinement in the toughest maximum security prison in America. That's the options. And you got about 1 hour to decide which one you want to do. I'm going to take a lunch break. I'll be back. You tell me which it is. If you can't, if you stutter, if you stumble, if you bumble, if you fumble around, I'm going to decide for you. It'll probably be the 15 years in prison with the first 30 days in the dog kennel. Now you might say, Pastor Begley, that's just overreaction. No. I'll tell you what's overreaction. Everybody's sitting around worried about who David Petraeus, whether, everybody's sitting around smoking crack, running around. Everybody just sitting back, relaxing, while thousands of babies are aborted every day in this country, while little children are being run over and mistreated every day. Nobody does nothing. Letting these losers just off. There's everybody walking around, all this abuse of children, and nobody ever does nothing. That is what's sad. Jesus said, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you don't come as humble as these little children, you can't go to heaven. And if you offend one of these little children, it'd be better for you that not that Pastor Begley put you in a dog cage for 30 days, but you'd be better off if they put a millstone around your neck and threw you in the sea, because if that would be better than what punishment the Father of all glory will put upon you for abusing these children. For you will burn in a lake of fire where there's fire and brimstone, and the smoke of torment will ascend forever. You would be better off. Just pray for the, just somebody please start praying for the children.